Let's take some examples to see how the if condition works and how we can use the relational operators. For example, this is my main function. I have a variable int day equals to 29. I'm going to say if day is greater than 10, start my if block, and then I printf OK, and I close my if block, and outside if I have another printf which says done. So what would be the output of this particular program? We know that days equals to 29. Let's assume that this is instruction 1, instruction 2, and instruction 3. Instruction 1 says that day equals to 29, and then we have the if condition which says if day is greater than 10. Now day is 29. Since 29 is greater than 10, the if statement returns a true. Since the condition is true, you enter the if block, execute the printf which says OK. Then there are no more statements in if. The if block ends, and then you start executing from the first statement that is outside the if block, which is printf, and you say printf is done. For example, if my day was initialized to 5, in that case you verify the if condition, or you check the if condition. 5 is greater than 10, that's false. You do not execute the printf. You basically do not enter the if block itself. Instead, you execute the first statement that is outside the if block, which is the printf, and you print done. If you see in the first case, you are executing instruction I1, then you are evaluating the condition. If the condition comes out to be true, which it did in this case, you execute I2, and then you execute I3. If you go for the second problem here, we initialize day to 5, so you executed this. You evaluate the if condition, which came out to be false. In this case, you do not execute I2 at all, you jump to I3 and you execute done. So you see that you're not executing instructions sequentially. This is how the if condition can be used. And this is how most real-world programs work. Let's take another example. Here, we want to calculate the absolute value of a number, or display the absolute value of a number entered by the user. For example, if the user enters 493, the absolute value of 493 is 493 itself. But if the user enters a negative value, then the output should be a positive value. How can you write this particular code? So we start off with the main function. I'm going to say int number. I'm going to read the number using scanf, and then I can write my if statement which says if number is less than 0, I say number equals to number star minus 1. This condition is only satisfied when the number entered by the user was less than 0. In that case, you would execute the if statement, or you would execute the first statement under if, which says num equals to num star minus 1. This converts the negative integer into a positive integer. And then outside of if, I can write a printf which says absolute value is %d, comma num. For example, if I enter negative 1024, this is instruction 1, instruction 2, instruction 3, instruction 4. The one thing that you notice with the if condition is that there is no semicolon after the if statement. If you put a semicolon, then it indicates that there are no statements under if, and num equals to num star minus 1 gets executed no matter what. So my input is, you execute the first statement, that is int num, then you enter the input as -1024, you evaluate the if condition. In this case, -1024 is less than 0, which is true. You execute this, num equals to num star minus 1, so it becomes +1024, and you execute the printf, which displays 1024. Now if you enter a positive value, you still execute I1. At I2 you entered a positive value. Then you evaluate the if condition. 463 is less than 0, which is obviously false. So you do not execute any statement under if. Instead you execute the printf, which says absolute value is 463. This is how you implement the if conditions.